security briefing on this ongoing mystery of the unexplained drones that we have seen flying in the skies over New Jersey. U.S. intelligence and security officials are telling lawmakers that these flying objects that keep getting reported, like this one seen flying over a football field in Oakland, New Jersey, have no suspected ties to foreign adversaries. Lawmakers were also told that many of the recently reported sightings are believed to have been civilian aircraft that were mistaken for drones. But New Jersey leaders and the political leaders there say that they're still not getting answers on where exactly these objects are coming from, or who is controlling them, or where they're going.
People got enough on their minds, right? They shouldn't have to worry about things flying around that they don't know who they belong to.
Until you know the origin and what these drones' intent is, how can you tell me that there's no imminent threat?
What are these drones doing in New Jersey? I can tell you what they're not doing. If they're Martians, I guarantee you they're not staying because the taxes are way too high.
My source today is the famed astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, who has a new book, Merlin's Tour of the Universe, that is in stores now. It is great to have you. I mean, hearing those lawmakers there, I thought one of them raised a good point. If you don't know what it is, how can you tell us what it's not? I mean, what is your take on what we've been seeing pop up over New Jersey?
First, I agree with the sentiment that if people cannot identify what they are, you're in no position to say whether they are or are not a threat. So I don't get what it means when they say, oh, don't worry about it. We don't know what it is, but don't worry about it. But I can tell you this, if I can't claim to know the motives of aliens, but just being an earthling, but of all the places to show up on Earth, they picked New Jersey.
I don't know. What do you think about this drone situation? I mean, first of all, for the government to say, we don't know what it is, but don't worry about it. For real? Imagine just drones going over your house, just going over your house. What? And those things have cameras on them.
Yes, they do. And if you watch the movies, some of them have ammunition as well. So exactly. We really don't know. I mean, that's the interesting thing about it, because again, they're acting as if very nonchalant about it, not discerning about it. But then let something happen, having like a COVID. Well, we heard about it, but it's just a cold, and the next thing you know, it spreads. It's a plague, and millions of individuals end up dying because we don't take things serious. See, that's the issue more oftentimes than not with individuals in the world system. Even in the church, we are not proactive; we're reactive. That's a crazy thought. And then, of all places, in New Jersey, right there off the water, and how can you not track them? We have technology that exists right now. For instance, let somebody launch a nuclear bomb. Immediately they can come up and they'll notice that has been released. How come they can't track this? See, somebody's lying. Somebody's not telling the truth.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe they know. I believe that because they just too cool with it.
Yeah.
Just, oh, don't worry about it. Nothing to see here, people. Nothing to see here, people.
And Tracy, if that is the case, and like you alluded to share, whenever we're downplaying something, well, that means that they're up to something. Somebody is up to something, and it's not something good. It's not something godly. And we have to be very careful. And again, it just goes to show that as to why believers are supposed to be sober and to be vigilant, because our adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, now he's flying about.
How about that?
Okay. Not just walking about, but he's flying about. He's flying over our heads. So we have no idea literally what they're doing. Who are they taking pictures of? Why are you guys tracking us? What are you trying to do here? And nobody seemingly can answer that question. And again, for these lawmakers, well, it's nothing really. But then one of them was like, listen, if they're Martians, they're not going to stay here because of the taxes.
I thought that was hilarious. Oh. But, it just like you and I were talking earlier about being watched all the time, unbeknownst to you. But guess who else is watching us? Angels are watching over us.
Wow. Yeah, God. I love that song.
Yeah, that's Richard Smallwood. Angels.
You better sing, girl.
But yeah, angels are watching over us. God is searching the earth, looking to and fro to see who's obeying him. I mean, what you think about that?
Well,
Not drones, of course, but
hey, listen, we hope not, and but again, not in his case. Matter of fact, just to read that verse in 2 Chronicles 16:9, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is perfect towards him. So here, the beautiful thing about it is that while these drones are eyeballing us, God is eyeballing them. And for the believer who is connected to God, the prophets that are connected to God, they will receive revelation from God in terms of what's really going on here. So that once again, we can avoid what this can generate if one is not careful, known as the spirit of fear and anxiety. Because again, you know, you show up in New Jersey, remember some folk in New Jersey, man, they'll take you out. You know? but look, as one, you know, that look, we from Jersey. So, you know, you come up in there, man, they're going to be ready to fight those aliens, those Martians, if that were the case. But what is interesting is that, and someone listening and watching on the YouTube channel highlighted that they've also been seen in Virginia, Tracy. So they're right here. Now they're in Jersey. They've been seen in Virginia. The only thing between Jersey and Virginia is what? Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. So if these things are coming up and down the coast, and if you take a look at it, I mean, they're right there offshore doing what they're doing for some reason. But thank God that you and I have nothing to worry about. If God be for you, these drones cannot be against you. And that is the God news that we have. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Woo, my Lord, my Lord. It's getting more and more interesting being alive. This is an exciting time to be alive. We got drones in the sky. We got a convicted felon getting ready to be the president. We got it's a lot going on. A lot going on. That's why we have to be prayed up. That's why we have to be in our word. If you're not reading the Bible, please start. Get the audio Bible. Do something. You got to feed your soul, because there's so much stuff out here that can tempt us, trick us, throw us off track, and hoodwink us, make us believe something that's not true. So we definitely want to be prayed up and be discerning. That's why we've got Live with Gospel Access talking about all these wonderful things that are in the news.
Well, you know, Tracy, in one of the other accounts that we have to take a look at, if you remember Daniel had prayed a prayer. And he ended up fasting, waiting 21 days. And he was like, yo, where's the answer to this prayer? I know that God answers prayers. I know that God hears our prayers, but he wasn't getting an answer. And then you find out later how all of a sudden the angel comes, Michael comes. He's like, listen, in Daniel 10:12, then he said unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you did set your heart to understand and to change heard, and I am come for your words. But listen to this. Verse number 13 says, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me and remained there with the kings of Persia. So there was something in between that was keeping Daniel's prayers from being answered. I wonder if those were angelic drones.
Not the angelic drone. I like that.
Yeah, because there's something going on in that stratosphere, that atmosphere that was hindering them. There was warfare going on. Could this be that type of warfare? And if it is, how many of you are already praying? Because again, we're not led to share these topics that are trending with us just to make us knowledgeable, but also to make us, as led by the Lord, knowledgeable to know what should we be praying for and against.
Exactly.